Ryan, you're a Jets fan. We're going to start with the Jets, and they've just looked awful this year, plain and simple. And on Sunday, a 26-0 loss to the Denver Broncos. Rookie Zach Wilson, 19 of 35, 160 yards, 2 picks, and he was sacked 5 times. He's been sacked 15 times this year. 0 trips to the red zone. They haven't scored a touchdown in 2 weeks. Ryan, I just got to ask you, as a Jets fan, what's going on? How are you holding up?
Yeah, not good. But it's funny because people always make the joke, the Jets, the Giants, since they play at MetLife, they're Jersey's team. I'm a New York guy, so when you bring up those stats, Jersey can have them, really. It's been terrible. It really has. This year was never supposed to be about winning. 2 first-round picks, rookie quarterback, rookie coach. It was just about seeing something because we didn't see any of it last year. And you're not asking for a lot out here. Like, really, if they were 0-3 under different circumstances, I'd probably be content because I didn't really expect to win any of these games. It would have been nice to get some Sam Darnold revenge, everything like that. But this is so more in the same with the Jets. Nothing has changed one bit. Like Zach Wilson, 2 touchdowns, 7 picks in 3 games. I don't even think he's played that bad. You take away the New England game because Bill Belichick versus rookie quarterbacks is a nightmare. Was never going to put even a penny of stock into that game. But the offensive line is what killed Sam Darnold because he had the talent. We see it now. He's 3-0 with the Panthers. You just give him an O-line and it was fine. And Joe Douglas, who is a guy that I really like, I've been really on him. His number one thing, he's been preaching it for the last 3 years that he's been here, has been build up the front, get some protection. And it just isn't out there at all. You mentioned 15 sacks, most in the league. Greg Van Roten, the most pressures. They have the second most hurries. The receivers too. It's been, something they haven't had. They addressed that second round Elijah Moore. You bring back Jamison Crowder. They lead the league in drops. So it really has been more of the same. The offensive, it's not even just firepower. It's consistency. It's reliability. You don't have it at all. You can't run the football. You can't throw the football. You don't have time. Zach Wilson, his footwork's getting ruined. It really is. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the same thing that we saw with Sam Darnold. There's no confidence. And I know it's only 3 games. And you could say it might be an overreaction because, as I just said, there was no expectations this year. But you just would have liked to see something. 8 quarters without a touchdown. You mentioned it. That Denver game, Jets were completely overmatched. Absolutely nothing in that one. And it's just, when are things going to change? Because you do look at it, and with what Sam Darnold's doing, is it just that the Jets are cursed? You look at what you can pinpoint here. There's so many things wrong, and Robert Saleh I still like, but Mike LaFleur, the creativity hasn't been there at all. He's someone, you look at that last name, you look at him coming from the Shanahan family, there's a lot of optimism, but you haven't seen it all. Denzel Mims, second rounder from last year, can't get on the field. You're leading the league in drops. His specialty is his hands. He cannot get on the field. He's a healthy, scratch, and he has the talent, but doesn't fit the scheme. So a lot of questions with the Jets. There's a lot of places they can go. I think you can still get out of this somehow. You can still salvage Zach Wilson 100%, but there has been no confidence. There hasn't been a single enjoyable aspect of Jets football this season.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions that need to be answered with this team. I think a lot of Jets fans, no one was really expecting to win anything, but it was mainly just about, can Zach look good, and can we at least have some optimism for future years, for 2022, 2023, and beyond. But I think now, for the first 3 games, Jets fans are kind of starting to realize that there's still a lot of work to be done here. They got the quarterback and they made some additions on offense and defense, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of things that need to be addressed. This offensive line has just been brutal, and Zach Wilson, he can't do anything. They're not giving him any chance to throw the ball, and he's just a sitting duck out there pretty much. It's just been a disaster. And then you have Greg Van Roten saying that Zach Wilson needs to learn how to get the ball out sooner. I mean, what was that about?
He leads the league in pressures given up. He's been the worst lineman in football.
Yeah. So you have that. I mean, in some plays, he is right, but don't just say it. He's a rookie QB. Obviously, there are going to be rookie mistakes, and he will figure it out. And this offense, it was a disaster last year. They couldn't score at all. And it's just the same thing this year. So far, they ranked 30th in total offense and last in points scored. As I mentioned before, they haven't scored a touchdown in the last 2 games. And, you have the Tennessee Titans coming up this weekend. They have a bad defense, so possibly something can be done there. But man, it's just been a mess. Now, the one thing I will say is the defense has actually looked pretty good so far. I mean, the offense can't really do much, so the defense has actually do a lot. So it gets tough, but they have actually looked pretty good. But then you have the news today that Marcus May is out 3 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. So a lot of things have not gone right for the Jets so far, and I think we're in store for another lost year. They look like the worst team in football right now.
Yeah, Carl Lawson before the air, your premier pass rusher. You give him the huge extension. He's done. Lamarcus Joyner, a guy in the secondary, which is your weakest unit overall, gets hurt instantly. Marcus May now, the leader of the defense, the one turnover guy from Todd Bowles, he's out 3 to 4 weeks. It's like, are they cursed? I just said that. It's really bad. My advice for Greg Van Roten is, while being the worst offensive lineman in football, don't critique the rookie franchise quarterback.
You can't.
I don't think that's smart for your future in this league at all. So it's just ridiculous. Zach Wilson's completion percentage is 55. If you adjust it for all the drops, it's 70. There's so many different ways things are going wrong. You said they look like the worst team in football. I think your Giants maybe make an interesting case here. But yeah, the defense under Saleh, it's been fine. I think he's someone that gets less out of more. Going into this year, I think you looked at it as, what were your goals? Because they weren't realistically going to be win 7+ games. It was, can the offense look fun and can they be competitive against some good teams? And so the defense has kind of held up their end of the bargain. It really has. I'm not really too disappointed with the job Robert Saleh's done, but the offense has given you zero, because it was supposed to be a fun offense. Elijah Moore Odell Beckham said he was going to make the All-Pro this year. Elijah Moore. Like, you had guys around the league really tout him. He's been a non-factor. There's just so many ways that they've gone wrong. Michael Carter, probably your brightest spot on offense, and he's still averaging like 3.9 yards a carry in 3 games so far. So with the Jets, there's really not, you just have to hope the offense can be more competitive. There's really not many avenues this year, completely down the toilet. And you're at that point already with the Jets where, I'm a Jets fan. Like, I want to get excited, but it's a dread. I'm not asking my friends to put them on the big screen, nor should they ever be on the big screen. I'll throw it on my computer. I'll give 40% focus, because there's a lot better football teams, a lot better football being played. There's not really any reason to make myself disappointed watching the Jets this year.